First, what does Munjya mean? Munjya is a Rakshas, an evil spirit, a malevolent being. Munjya comes from the Marathi word Munj, which means a thread ceremony performed on the male child in the Maharashtrian Brahmin community when he reaches a certain age. According to Maharashtrian folklore, if this boy dies an untimely death before the entirety of the rituals are completed, then he becomes a Munjya, doomed to haunt people. In this film, a young boy becomes this demonic being because his love for an older woman doesn't culminate in marriage. So even after death, he pursues her with such ferocity that in comparison, Shah Rukh Khan in Dar seems like a reasonable suitor. The plot also reminded me of Vikram Bhatt's unintentionally comical Haunted 3D, in which a piano teacher is murdered by a woman he's attempting to rape, but he returns to finish the job. Munjya raises questions. Even before he dies, this boy who becomes the Munjya is just monstrous. He attempts to murder 2 people to marry Munni, the woman he loves. We have no idea if Munni is even aware of his existence, let alone whether she reciprocates his affection. He's basically an unhinged stalker who needs urgent psychiatric care. So does the fact that he dies before the ritual is completed make him a Munjya? Or can men be Munjyas even without dying? And if a normal non-stalker boy dies, does he also go bad? The film doesn't clarify this, but director Aditya Sarpoddar creates a horror comedy with enough verve and bite. I mean this literally, because this Rakshas has ferocious teeth and he passes them on to whomever he possesses. The film, which has been co-produced by Stree director Amar Kaushik, also has feminist leanings which aren't fully baked, but we'll take what we can get. Starting with the hero Bittu, played by Abhay Verma, who you might recognize as Salman from The Family Man Season 2. Abhay has a sweetness, this instant likability that makes the character tick. Bittu is a timid, vulnerable young man raised by strong women. He lives with his tough-talking single mother, played by a solid Mona Singh, and his Aji, played by the lovely Suhas Joshi. Her face glows with this innate goodness and strength. Aji might be a senior citizen, but she's tougher than most of the men around her. Bittu works in the family beauty salon. He spends his time styling hair and pining for his childhood friend Bela, played by Sharvari. This man, who doesn't check any stereotypical hero boxes, goes up against the killer demon. Aditya directed one of my favorite films of 2022, Zombieville, about a zombie invasion in Dombivli. He has a skill for combining laughs with shock and social messaging. In Munjya, he relies heavily on the traditional tropes of horror. High decibel background music, jump scares, point of view shots, darkness. Munjya only appears at sunset and disappears at dawn. Aditya also relies on eerie lighting and locations. The core of the evil is this large tree in Chetokwadi, a place Aji describes as Shrapit. Working with a story by Niren Bhatt and Yogesh Chandekar, Aditya deftly mixes emotions and elements. If you don't break the first rule of horror, which is don't question the logic, Munjya can be fun, but it isn't consistent. One weak spot is Munjya himself. The film's marketing has promoted him as Indian cinema's first CGI character, but truthfully, he feels like a bargain basement golem. The special effects are middling, and we see too much of him too soon. As Steven Spielberg, who's also a presence in this film, demonstrated in Jaws, what's left to the imagination is always more frightening. But Aditya doesn't follow that. We see Munjya in his full glory, and soon enough the pattern of Munjya terrorizing family and friends becomes repetitive. Munjya latches on to Bittu like Betal or Vikram. This should evoke dread, but soon enough it becomes dull. Though Satyaraj, who plays a sham healer, adds some energy to the plot. The attempts to control Munjya include a goat, and Satyaraj gets to say the memorable line, "Kuch bhi ho jaye, don't lose the goat." In another scene, he also gives us this gem: evil has no religion, evil is only evil. In the second hour, the fun and frights leak out, which is why even at a crisp 123 minutes, the film feels too long. The dance number tacked on at the end, in which Sharvari shows off her agility, adds little. Ironically, the writers bat for women, but they don't infuse Bela with enough personality. She's a bland heroine with this windswept hair and Zumba on her mind. Munjya is Aditya's Hindi theatrical debut. It's also the latest entry into the horror comedy universe produced by Maddock Films, which includes Stree and Bhediya. The connection between these seems tenuous, but I am excited to see how it all pans out. You can see Munjya at a theatre near you.